Hey, what's up my WoW mustachians, and welcome back to another WoW video. Today we're going to be doing the part 2 of Q&A, so let's get right into it.
Hold up.
Hey, what's up my WoW mustachians, and welcome back, and thank you so much for everybody who asked me a question. I am so stoked when I actually do this because it's so much fun. And I do want to say too is to the people who haven't asked a question, if you still have questions, ask in the description in the comment section below, and you'll be entered for next week's giveaway. Next week's going to be next Saturday. We're going to be giving another 100k, so probably every Saturday we'll give 100k. So basically at the end of this video will be the winner of it. So if you really don't want to hear me ramble and you're like, yeah, I'm just here for the gold, go check out the end of the video and you'll know who won. So if you enter this week's, you can still enter next week's for Saturday. So even the winner, whoever wins, you can still enter. So don't worry about that. Now that said, I will say that you can put any question on any video for throughout the week. It doesn't have to be just this video, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below with mustache. If you don't have mustache, you don't get entered. But all right, so basically what I want to say too as well is that this, okay, a lot of people were asking me via DM, Twitter, and private messages and so forth, even in the comment section of the last Q&A. There was one in the last Q&A, and they were asking why did I get so many dislikes on the Q&A in the last video. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, if it was just regular people, I would say, yeah, I mean, people just didn't like it and so forth. But no, these dislikes came all at once. Like what? When I get my video right up, boom, these came out. Now that is a sign of who did it. Like not who, but what, like someone did it. You know what I mean? If someone just spammed a dislike. Now the thing is that I would say, well, it's probably just some troll and so forth, but no, we all know who it is. Every time that I do video, not just me, Obes, Steven Socks, and a few other YouTubers do a goal making video for auction house, or we actually say something about like what's called auction house or add-ons and so forth and everything, which I think I did say add-ons in the last one. I could be wrong. Every time we do this, this company gives us dislikes because they want to sell their add-on, and we did a whole series of it. Obes did a whole Reddit post and everything about this. And what they do is they give us dislikes because they don't want no one to see it because, oh my gosh, we can't sell our add-on. You guys, don't buy any add-ons. Just don't. And that's my advice for today. Don't buy any add-ons. You know, I'll go over some add-ons that are really good, that are free. Not add-ons that you have to pay for like this crap company. All right, so let's get right into it. And I'm just giving the finger to them because you know what? They're so bad people. All right, so for the first question comes from Adele. What add-ons are you using to post items? And the same question comes from Dan. And that is TSM, the free TSM that actually is really easy to use. And I'm going to do a video this week for sure for y'all guys. For y'all actually can get used to TSM because y'all need to get used to TSM because I want y'all to be selling. I want to see y'all stats. I want y'all to go crazy on it and say, you know what? This is what sells for on my server more than anything. Because to be honest to y'all guys, this is not, my server doesn't have the same thing as your server, meaning my server could be selling this and I could make a lot of money off this, but your server might not. Your server might have some other pants or something like that that sells for an outrageous price, but mine doesn't. So I want to get the best items for your server. Let me know in the comments below what server you're on, and let me know what you would like to see selling, or actually something that does sell, and I'll see what we can do. Okay. All right, what in-game resolution do you have? I think I used 1366 by whatever the second thing. I forgot 760. I don't know. Just I forgot the second. I'm not looking at it right now. I do apologize for it, but it's the size of my monitor basically. All right, so that was actually from Mark. All right, Carlos Burns. Will the Firelands trash still be a valuable option in Legion? Yes, it will be. To be honest with you, I think the trash of Firelands is way better than a lot. Just running it. I think that if you actually get all the purples and so forth, you can either sell them or you can actually auction house them because some of them are actually rare. All right, so the next one comes from Amr. He says, oh, what gold farming method do you recommend the most? I recommend the most, I had a top 3 actually, check that out in the description. The top 3 actually tells you what I think. I think that still doing heroic catalysm dungeons is one of the most, it's the best ways because it's just still raw, okay? It might not be the best, not might be the worth the time, but it's just for sure raw gold. All right, this comes from Demetrius. I think it's Demetrius. I have a question. I'm a noob for farming. Is there any gold farms for beginners like me? Not yet. Well, there is probably for some other YouTubers. For me, no, there's not. Right now, I haven't been given really nothing. I do have some noob ones, I'll link it in the description too as well. You can check. But I will be coming up with a whole guide for noobs and pros alike, so forth. Actually, I think that's a series of what I was gonna do. It's called Noobs and Pros. So basically, if you go check that out, maybe if you like that, I can continue that, or just make a whole new guide. All right. So the next question comes from Woofy. Woofy says, "Can you make a series where you try to make 1,000,000 gold? First episode in farm, post on auction house. Next episode, you take the gold from the mailbox and continue farming and so on." Yes, I can, but I want to see how many people actually would like to see that. If you actually would like to see that, let me know in the comments below. Say yes to Woofy. Say yes, Woofy, yes, Woofy, yes, Woofy. That's all I want you to say, and I'll see how many people actually say that and watch this video for that. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So Lucky Rare says, "I must ask you a question for a few. How many level hunters do you have? And how well are they geared?" I have almost about 20 level 100s, and half of them are all right geared. Half of them are just like 640s, or like they're actually 600. Not even that good gear. All right, he says, "What realms do you play on?" "I play on Exodia, Medivh, and that's about it." "What's the minimum gear level suggested for farming various dungeons? And how about the important part, like how much backspace do you need, and whether you must own a vendor mount?" First off, what's good, depending on what dungeon you're going to, it all varies, okay? Like if you're doing a level 5 dungeon, or level 15 dungeon, you at least got to be level 30, at least level 20 something. I mean, like, it depends. I can't really go over all of it. So if it was like a question of what you got to be for Panda or Catalysm, I wouldn't know, okay? But anyways, the next one is what's good, and what is how much backspace? Backspace is basically, you need to have a lot of backspace because you don't really want to keep going to town, or if you have a mount is good, like the vendor mount is always good too as well. You can get rid of a lot of backspace, but the more backspace you have, the more more runs you can actually go and gather. So yeah, you at least have the max backspace. Try to get all Hexweek bags actually, and that would work for you. Now, that said, his questions are done, and let's actually go to, his last question was about the mount. So basically the mount, I'm going to say, is that it's worth it, okay? Yes, it's a lot of money, but it's worth it because you don't have to go to town, and you can keep farming and farming and farming. Now, if you can get a mailbox, because if there's no way you can get a mailbox, then that's fine. But a mailbox is always good to mail stuff to other tunes while you're just right there at the farm, so you don't have to keep on doing it. Now, that said, let's get back to the questions. And next and last question is comes from the Twitch, the Plague Rat. "What is your least favorite class or spec in Legion that it was not already your least favorite and biggest letdown?" Well, I don't know about Legion, okay, because Legion's not out yet, but I will give you something second best, I guess. I loved what's called the Warlock, okay? I really did. Warlock was one of my favorite classes. What is your least favorite class or spec in Legion? Okay, Legion, I can't answer that question, okay? But Warlock was a big letdown for me, okay? All right, if you want to say a letdown to classes, Warlock was one of the biggest letdowns for me that I ever seen, because, don't get me wrong, yes, you could say, well, Warlocks were destructive and amazing in PvP, yes. But whenever Warlords came up with their updates, they made Warlocks look like, like wimps. There was no Warlocks in raids. There was no Warlocks PvEing, and it was just it just blew my mind how messed up the class was. Like, you couldn't even play it to your fullest. They came out even on Twitch and said, "Oh yeah, we just want to let you guys know, basically, and we don't want Warlocks playing like this, so we're not gonna boost them or anything like that until next expansion." And they're like, "What the hell? This is Warlocks." I mean, Warlock was my favorite class at the start of the me playing. I love the Warlocks, and then boom, this happens, and I'm like, wow, why did I pick a Warlock? But anyways, Warlocks is my basically my letdown class because I loved it so much, and it's to be honest with you, my least favorite class so far in Legion. I can't tell you that. I'm sorry. Hopefully that answers that question. That's cool, but I'm sorry, I can't answer your question because I haven't played Legion yet. Now you probably could say, well, you know the moveset right now because of the changes, but no, I want to see how they play against in raids for Legion and dungeons before I actually answer that question. And I will come back to your question, Twitch the Plague Rat. Plague Rat sometime soon in the future. Okay. Now that said, that's the end of the Q&A. I do apologize. I really do apologize for stumbling over some stuff. But you know what? This is not scripted. I can't script this because this is questions that come from my subscribers, and I enjoy reading them, and I do enjoy doing this. So if you enjoy this, please give a like, subscribe, and comment. But we're not done yet because we do actually have the winner of the 100K, and it'll be flashing right here because his name is okay, his name's right here, okay, right there. You know who you are. But anyways, congratulations, you won the 100K. Get and contact me as soon as possible before I can meet you on my realm, where I can give you the 100K, and you can do whatever you want with that 100K. Okay, all right, okay. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment, and guys, and let me know what you want to see next. Get some comments down below, and like always, stay stashy.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my video, so click it maybe.
Oh, you're still here? Don't be surprised if you find something you like. Click that link and maybe subscribe.